Hospital Port's Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order. This is part 2 of my Steven Greer briefing. Many so-called UFO reports by civilians and military personnel are of such ARVs. That's these non-human, these man-made UFO things that he described, I just talked about in part 1, which Greer wrote about. They constitute an unacknowledged or black air force, and these ARVs are capable of extraordinary speed, manoeuvrability and lift/hover. By 2009, these technologies had gone through many generations of refinement and, if deployed, could easily hoax or stimulate an extraterrestrial vehicle, ETV. Please note that a UFO is a non-specific term and could be either an ARV or an ETV. Program life forms, PLFs. These are well-crafted alien-appearing creatures that, while completely man-made, are often deceive unknown people as aliens. The stagecraft, genetic and other scientists associated with these creatures are beyond the scope of this brief, but are very well developed. I have personally been briefed by multiple independent corroborating sources regarding the development and deployment of PLFs. These creatures, used in conjunction with ARVs, have convincingly launched the pop culture further over alien abductions. Victims of such paramilitary human-controlled abductions genuinely believe they have been abducted by aliens and often have physical stigmata and implants to prove this. These implants are also man-made and we have information about the laboratory and the corporation making these items. See attached documents. Chemical, optical and electrical magnetic systems to assist with creating an alteration in awareness are components of the stagecraft used to hoax an alien event. The vast majority of information in the public domain on the UFO subject is therefore carefully orchestrated disinformation designed to prepare the populace as well as our leaders for a non-existent alien threat. The psychological warfare implications of this were described in the 1950s in CIA documents and are further elucidated by other documents and testimony. No less a figure than Werner von Braun warned of this cosmic deception. The objective of such a false flag operation is the creation of an enemy in space that would unite the world behind a global military power against such an alien threat. President Reagan and other leaders have been targeted with such disinformation, which is designed to secure their silence or cooperation with the agenda of secrecy and space weaponization. The President needs to be careful to avoid being similarly deceived. After a very careful review of all the data and documents, and after interviewing hundreds of top-secret witnesses, we have concluded that the actual extraterrestrial presence is distinctly non-hostile. In light of the reckless and aggressive nature of many of our covert military actions, and extraordinarily advanced technologies that permit interstellar travel by these extraterrestrial civilizations, if they were hostile, human civilization would have been dealt with decisively a long time ago at the dawn of the nuclear era. These visitors, however, appear to be very concerned with unchecked human hostility, war-making and weapons of mass destruction, combined with our early potential for space travel. The tendency for people to engage in anthropocentric projection leads many to assume a threat where none exists. It is more likely that humanity may be seen as a threat to the cosmic order, insofar as we have failed to restrain the expansion of weapons of mass destruction, while attempting to push further and further into space. Moreover, we have failed to initiate an enlightened and peaceful diplomatic mission to these extraterrestrial visitors. This needs to change immediately. Disclosure of this subject must be very carefully planned and positioned as a hopeful and elevating moment in human history. A poorly positioned disclosure that demonises these visitors and frightens the public may prove more harmful than secrecy. As you may know, my uncle was the senior project engineer who worked on the lunar module that took Neil Armstrong to the moon. The reason we were not welcome in space then is because the passport to traverse the universe is a stable, peaceful world civilization that will go into space united and in peace. In this regard, world peace and universal peace are two sides of the same coin. Excuse me. Oh, I'm really not well today, I'm sorry. Does Steven Greer ever get ill? Never mind. Once we vow to live peacefully on Earth and go into space, only in peace, will we be welcomed with open arms. Until then, a type of cosmic quarantine exists, quite rightly, around the Earth. Unfortunately, the media and movie industry are highly penetrated by interests loyal to the Majestic Group. which has used the media to, in turn, ridicule the subject and present terrifying images of alien invasion. In short, the populace is almost thoroughly brainwashed on the matter and presents a further hurdle that must be carefully taken into account when planning disclosure. Nevertheless, the status quo can no longer hold and fundamental change is urgently needed. To this end, we urge the President to undertake a number of initiatives as soon as possible. We recommend that the President, 1. Appoint a special presidential task force to investigate this matter, identify covert facilities and assets, see attached summary, and reassert executive control over these projects. 2. Identify and immediately stand down operations that are covertly targeting extraterrestrial vehicles, weaponising space and engaging in rogue disinformation projects. 3. Develop response plans to minimise the risks related to potential false flag operations that intend to hoax a hostile alien presence, including preparations with military intelligence and international institutions. 4. Form the Council on Interplanetary Relations to coordinate a peaceful, forward-looking and non-militarised response to the extraterrestrial presence. The Centre for Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, see SETI.org, has an 18-year-long project to establish such contact, and it can assist with this process. SETI, working with other governments and world figures, will form such a council if the US government decides not to do so within the next 12 months. 5. Immediately fund the study and development of carefully release the new energy technologies that can quickly replace fossil fuel and nuclear power. See theorionproject.org. Note that these technologies, since they acquire energy from the zero-point energy field of space-time, will allow for the retirement of the electrical energy grid. We are in possession of documents and information regarding key facilities and assets connected to these technologies. See the attached documents. We recommend that the propulsion and transportation aspects of these technologies, electromagnetic systems, be released at a later time when the world security situation has improved. This is number 7. Establish high-ranking liaisons with Congress, the UN and other governments to coordinate these projects and release of new energy technologies. 8. Consider that the National Security Council needs to form a section specifically addressing international, interplanetary and macroeconomic implications of this disclosure and urgently prepare the release of these technologies. 9. Note that the Orion Project has identified key scientists to assist with the development of these new energy technologies. They have agreed to work with us, but are being prevented from doing so. 1. By a compartmented operation. See top secret sensitive compartmented information to which he is assigned. We request an action by the Office of the President to specifically permit them to work with us with the full support and protection of the President. We cannot overemphasise how important it is that these people be assigned to this critical task. In less than 1 year, we would have new energy generations developed to run America free from oil, gas, coal or nuclear power. President Obama, we stand ready to assist you in your administration with these other tasks and pledge to you our full support. I personally fulfil any request of your office with utmost integrity, discretion and confidentiality. Please be assured of my heartfelt prayers on your behalf for your guidance, protection and success as you begin your historic role as President of the United States. Respectfully, Dr Steven Greer MP, Director of the Disclosure Project. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.